Nipa. PA. Look, I can't stress it enough. Winter is immortal. I don't. Global warming. It's a volcano. The climate warming. False. False. It's almost May. I shouldn't be putting my Carhartt, a heavy fleece, and a t-shirt. And I fucking run hot. I could wear a t-shirt in like 40 degrees. Like, wow, 50 degrees. No, like, dude, it's fucking freezing out. It actually snowed today. A little bit. But that's too much. Let's take a deep breath, though. And let's have a sip of the agua, right? Agua? And we're going to smoke a Toro. And we're going to smoke a CAO. This is an upper mid-tier cigar in the general lineup, as I break the phone, and under CAO. So it's not like an entry-level CAO, which even regular CAOs are going to be around that mid-tier price point, and I say it's accurate for the quality cigars. They're good cigars, they're quality. Maybe not going to be your favorite cigar, but you get a lot for your money. That's what General does great. General has cigars that generally are available, and generally they're good, or if not better than the price point. Now, there are some higher end General cigars. You can go real high on. You can go fucking Cohiba Spectre. And that's Sacco, who could smoke any cigar in the world, and he loves the Spectre. So, yeah, either Sacco's a liar, which the bread maker does not lie, although he was not happy with Clack Rock. He did not like Clack Rock. But whatever happened there, the sit down happened, and we figured it out. Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Oh, everyone's saying hi. I feel like a hot chick. Hi, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did you know I got a haircut? I feel fresh. Hey, guys. Hey, yeah, queen. The fuck? The fuck is wrong with these motherfuckers? You can act like a man. You can act like a fucking man. It is what it is. Nobody cares. PG. Nobody cares. Good for you. You got a partagus? Good for you. I got chlamydia. You like that? Oh, you got fuck it. Somebody asks you, like, what do you smoke? You're smoking a cigar, and the guy's like, oh, what do you got there? He's like, well, actually, it's chlamydia. He just walks away. Ah, 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 ah. Fix my ass, New York. Ah, New York, come on. You want a red light camera ticket? You want a speed camera ticket? You you want you want a speed camera ticket, baby? Oh, I would really like a speed camera ticket. Oh yeah, I like that. How much to cross the bridge? $35 to cross the Verrazano. Can you do it? You like that?
Yeah. Hi.
Bro,
How
I
you
can't.
doing?
Bro, listen, man. Look,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. From
Okay.
one bro to another bro, Richie's got like Richie's got brotherly love for his little homie PG. Shout out to PG, my
Cheers,
homie.
man. Likewise.
Yeah, shout out, bro. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
what
You
I
come a
got.
long
Oh, go ahead.
you come a long way, bro. You
Thank
come
you,
a
man.
long way. And in your own way. I mean, I guided you, but you responded in your own artistic way, which I appreciate that.
I
You
appreciate
know?
that, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a fun.
I would say you went from like Velato to like Viso. You got some balls.
I say it's a blend with mostly, Viso say whatever, but a little bit of Medio Tempo. Just a little. Periodic.
Yeah, not yet. No, you're not at media tempo yet, cocksucker.
Really?
But I appreciate that the forethought you to get there. You know what I'm saying, though?
All right, bro. I guess this whole lounge is gonna be about how bad General is, because we're both smoking General cigars, right? Limited. Here,
Yo,
check this out.
bro,
Limited.
you need to make a new cigar company called Colonel. Like instead of
Yeah.
General, like the Colonel, like
Mm,
fucking just like Colonel
hmm
cigars. Would you get sued by General?
I'm surprised they can. I don't know. I don't know. Probably you would. Yeah. I don't know. Or probably you would.
See,
I'm not
you
sure.
hate General so much, yet it's the biggest cigar conglomerate. Billions
Yeah.
of dollars. They got
Yeah.
more money than anyone.
This one's, bro. This is the Ducatus, dude. You talk about this one.
Here's the thing. Nice blend, but here's the fucking problem. The
Okay.
wrapper's gonna crack. Maybe because you micro puff though. I'm telling you, and that is the most delicate wrapper cigar I've ever had in my life. It's a great cigar, but it's so delicate. So please,
Hmm.
don't squeeze that cigar a lot. Like even like less, just like really lightly handle it. I'm telling you, it's very delicate. It's a Brazilian Cameroon, and as far as I know, it's the only Brazilian Cameroon in the world. I don't know
Dude,
anyone else.
I love Brazilian. I love Cameroon. Those are like my two favorites. So I'm looking
Then I
forward
think
to it.
this is going to be up your alley because this thing is also a lighter cigar, but it's got a lot of character. You know,
I took it out of the cellophane too, and I had it in a humidor, cedar humidor with 72 packs, bro. Cedar humidor, no cello. So I'm hoping it'll smoke well.
that sounds like it's fucking moist.
It's
You didn't
definitely
let it
not.
breathe.
It's not over moist, but it might be because I felt like it was a little dry when it was delivered to me very kindly by Sako. I didn't mention. Yeah, this is almost. Oh yeah, Sako even says the wrapper's very delicate. Um,
Yeah,
this is yeah, we're getting close to the finale of the finale. I've got
I don't
two more.
believe that. You're gonna just come out as someone else, bro. You're not gonna
Yeah.
quit cigars. So you can talk all that shit. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
You know
No,
what I'm
no,
saying?
but I mean the from the Sako cigars. That's what I mean.
Oh, I
There's
get
only
that. I get that. Yeah,
two more
maybe you'll
Sako
take a break,
cigars.
but bro, like have one cigar a week. That ain't shit, man.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah.
This is the Arcana, and this has got some time on it. Came out in 2021. It was a one-time release, 100,000 cigars,
Nice.
20 count boxes. So what is that? 10,000 boxes? No,
Okay.
no, no. How many boxes is that?
Wait, sorry. Say again. 20 count
Oh no,
boxes.
I
How
think it was
many?
100. I thought it was 100,000 cigars, so that makes 10,000 bucks. No, how many? Is 20 per box? Fuck, I don't know. You do the math. I don't even know how many there are though.
I don't know what the. Sorry, I didn't pay attention to the
I
numbers.
said
How many boxes? I'm lagging.
I got a phone call. I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Anyway, limited cigar, right? That's the point.
yeah. So not only is it a little higher tier for CAO in price point, which I paid like $12 Pennsylvania. So, that's if for mid tier Pennsylvania, that's pretty expensive, right? So,
Hmm.
um, so that's definitely upper mid tier. For other states, you might be paying $16 for the cigar. So, not a cheap cigar. Now, what are you getting? One, obviously the box is pretty unique, but the main thing is and it has a tremendous fucking band. I mean, look at this band, bro. It's like, look at this thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh shit. Okay,
classic
but
massive CAO
what's the
band.
main thing? There's two main things. It's limited. Any cigar from any brand that's a limited release is going to be higher costs. Why? Because they're not making it in perpetuity, so they can't recover their costs over like 10 years. You know,
Hmm.
the, any profit they make with that cigar is a one-time hit, and they don't know if it's going to sell out. They might sell out a quarter of what they made, and then like, oh, nobody liked it. Now they're stuck. You know what I'm saying though? So I understand why. On top of that, though, it is a very unique blend. One, it's got a Brazilian. I'm sorry, I take that back. I said that because you're smoking Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's got a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper, and it's a very
Okay.
hardy looking wrapper. It's got Connecticut shade binder, so you get the whole fucking freaking frack, back and
Right.
forth. And then it's got Esteli, and then it's got Honduran Jamastron, and
Nice.
then it has Dominican Puerto Cubano, but also the main thing is the Andulo Dominican tobacco, which it's a very hard tobacco to grow, and not a lot of people use the Andulo tobacco from the Dominican Republic. It's very thick. They age it in palm tree, like they put it in palm tree fucking husk, and they fucking twist it up, like like wrap them up, like so like they're
Yeah.
tight, so all the
Pilones.
flavor seals in, and
Uh-huh.
then they fucking bury it in the fucking ground. I think in
Oh,
front of
cool.
bro. That's a lot of work, bro.
Nice. That
And
sounds
all
like
I
a
can
pretty
say
good
is, bro,
cigar.
dude, that
Hmm.
that leaf that they buried in the ground, you can see the Andula tobacco on this. I mean, you're not gonna be able to tell, bro. But if you can you see this? I'm gonna bring it to life. Check this out. Look at that leaf there on top.
Interesting. Oh yeah, very different.
Bro, it's fucking like a piece of licorice, like a black Twizzler. You know what I'm saying, though,
Mm-hmm.
bro? And it smells like that. So it's unique. Now I haven't had one of these. I remember I enjoyed it years ago, but I never smoked it again. So so we're gonna see at what time,
Yeah.
age, and let's see.
Cool. Nice. Fabulous. So this says on it 2021. So does that mean it has 4 years of age on it?
How do you know it's 2021?
It says on it. Look,
Oh, that was a
2021.
limited release. Yes, yes, absolutely. That was a one-time release. Yes,
And then so
that was
what's that one from?
2021.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so we get to smoke some 4-year aged general limited edition. At least we're going to a theme, right? That's not
you're
bad.
talking about four-year post-production age,
Yeah. Sorry.
which might be around peak. Like maybe 2 to 4 years is around like where most
Yeah.
cigars. Like after that, it might be downhill. Might lose too much power.
I like 4 to
But
6 on average, but yeah, 4 is a good it's a good spot. Let's see. So far the wrapper on this is really nice. You
just be
guys said
gentle
it's
with it. Be
it's
fucking.
delicate.
It
Yeah.
might be better that you did leave that cigar wet because
Mhm.
because it's so thin, maybe it's give it a little more elasticity. You know what I'm saying
Mhm.
though? If you let that dry out a little bit the way I like it to smoke better, maybe that wrapper can't handle being dry. You
Yeah.
know?
I think that the Davidoff Nicaragua didn't get its fair due for whatever reason. So I really wanted to make sure this one did as much as possible.
First off, great draw.
Mhm.
I'm already lit off a fucking one puff.
Nice.
Well, fucking, I don't even say no more. That's it, fucking.
Hmm. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, that's very nice.
All right. Oh man, we're
Wow.
both cooking. I'm doing nice too.
Nice.
I got a heavy medium plus, 75%
Wow.
darkness, great smoke output, long, heavy, sweet, sugary
Nice.
finish.
Mhm.
Dude, dude, I like this better than last time, bro. Fucking right off the bat. Maybe this is the 3 years on this, 4 years, maybe let's say three
Mm.
to four. Definitely 3 full years, maybe not 4 full years, Because remember, we're not in the end of 2025.
Right.
So basically,
Oh,
it's
true,
maybe,
right.
yeah, maybe like
3
3 to 4, give or
years.
take.
3 years. Yeah.
Right? More than three, less than four.
Mhm.
So we can assume 3.5 to be safe. That's closer to the truth. So this thing is fucking fire, man. This is fun. Citrus notes, fucking like raw sugar, black pepper,
Mhm.
long, heavy finish. This is way better than I thought it was gonna be. This is a lot of this is a lot, dude. Richie, it's not even about the flavor. I talk about flavor, but the mood. Richie can't fake the mood. The
Right.
fucking mood is the blend. The fucking mood is the blend.
Mhm.
You know me long enough, man. Like
Mhm.
the only time I'm real quiet if I'm on the deck because I have neighbors and I don't want to be talking about cock and fucking fisting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, for the record, Saka will never come to me smoking a cigar on the deck ever again. Saka was there for 3 seconds. He's like, "What the fuck is this? This isn't Richie," and he left. Like,
That's funny.
yeah.
This is really good too off the bat. Um,
What's your initial impression? I'd say
it's
that
like
was like 65% darkness, maybe.
mhm. Mhm. Mm. It's really nice. It's yeah, like 60, 65. It's a little waxy. Um, it's like medium minus, but
It,
it
it, it will build up. It'll build up.
but it has this the flavor is very thick. Like the flavor doesn't feel like you know how I complain about watered down milk chocolate? It's like the
Yeah.
opposite of that. It's like very quiet, but it's very not watered down, if that makes
Yeah, no,
sense.
it's a great song. It's just on low volume right now.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's as opposed to
Mm.
like like you okay song or maybe great song with a lot of static. You're like I can't hear it, but like no, so it's coming through nice, just low. It's gonna build up.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I'm
build up.
getting an
I think
interesting
you have a great
waxy
time with
flavor
that.
that almost reminds me of like not grain per se, but something like that. But it has a lot of those it has almost like the shape of Cameroon in terms of the way it's like spicy and it kind of has that not earthiness but almost like the vegetal aspect, but it's not it's like between earthy and vegetal. There's like, I don't
Because
know.
it's
It's
gonna be
hard
lighter
to
than
describe.
regular Cameroon. Because you look at the
Hmm.
shade wrapper, it's a Brazilian
Hmm.
shade Cameroon. That's a fucking shade cigar. And
Hmm.
then you fucking, it's definitely a lower. That's not a, or if that is a high prime, that's just really they didn't leave it out long, so they shaded it, and it's not a very thick wrapper, bro. Um,
This is
but
interesting.
it does get a little bit of that Brazilian, funkiness to it,
Yeah,
but
it
not
does.
because it's a lighter wrapper. It's not. Oh, it's a unique cigar. I think if
Hmm.
it wasn't so delicate, I think it would have sold better. Because
Hmm.
both times, bro, my wrapper just dropped, just fucking. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
and that's not a construction issue. It was just so delicate. Like,
my
what I'm
wrapper
saying?
was definitely looking scared, so I'm glad I tried to rehydrate it a little bit. The wrapper looks really beautiful. It looks pliable and happy. So I hope it
Dude,
won't have any issues.
kudos to General for making just a new fucking tobacco, a
Hmm.
Brazilian Cameroon. There you go, a salute, right? Something
Hmm.
different. I think that was like a feeler cigar. Like, hey, we'll see what happens. But
This is
um,
nice. It's somewhere. It's got some Brazilian flavor to it. It's got some Cameroon flavor, and it sort of tastes a little bit like a light Habano. It's
yeah,
kind of in this. It's in this interesting range where I actually think I'd love to smoke this in a smaller size that you could get readily. Like give me this a Corona or 6x48, that type of cigar,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and make that wrapper readily available. I think the wrapper. I don't think you get sick of this wrapper. I mean, so far it feels very like, I guess, reusable and easy to love.
No, it's not a harsh cigar at all,
Hmm.
and it could be used at any time. It's
Hmm.
definitely, I would consider, on the high end of mid tier, or if not almost around a
Oh
luxury
yeah,
type cigar. It's not a forget about it just because it's general. It's not a bullshit blend at all. Like, and it's not a bullshit.
yeah,
Like, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, I love fucking mid tier cigars, especially when I get them for nothing on the internet. Oh, that's
right.
the beauty of mid tier. Um, but that cigar, like, that's an upper echelon type cigar. Whether you like it, respect it, that's up to the person. But
Yeah.
you could tell from the production value, the band, it's not a piece
Hmm.
of shit.
I'm getting some chocolate. I'm getting some black pepper. Again, that waxiness and the sort of the general profile of Cameroon, but it doesn't quite taste like Cameroon. Hard to describe. I'm going to try to figure it out as time goes
Well, you
on.
know
But
what though? Just keep on smoking it and
hmm.
don't think too much in the beginning, and then you
Hmm.
give it time.
Hmm.
Come back to it. But Brazilian, I tell you, is the worst to review. Because it's more about
Mm.
a feeling with Brazilian. Brazilian fucking tobacco is fucking. It's kind of like you see on the TV show the Brazilian women playing volleyball. They got their fucking choaches out. You're like speechless. You're like, I don't know what's going on here, but all right. Yeah, that's Brazilian tobacco. Brazilian tobacco's like, the fuck is this? It's not. It does. It's not like Honduran or Nicaraguan and Dominican, the big three. Brazil, you couldn't put in that same category because each of those three have some characteristics, but differences.
Wow.
Brazilian is fucking. It's like an X factor. You know what I'm saying? Though
Dude,
it's not.
yeah,
It's
I'm
not the big.
getting I'm getting that funky twanginess, right? But I'm also getting like a banana sweetness. Really cool. I mean, it's different, but it's very nice. I also want to say
What's
again,
interesting is
uh
normally Brazilian rappers are dark and thick, so the
oh
fact
yeah.
that they went with a thin, light Brazilian is a totally unique experience. You
Hmm.
know.
Well, that type of tobacco, I guess Modafina, I'm not sure if it's a Modafina, but the tobacco that they traditionally grew in Brazil, Zeno Davidoff referred to as black tobacco. So they
Yeah.
had a special kind of strain of very heavy, dark tobacco, and that was like their thing. That was their calling card. But I agree, growing a different type of seed is really nice.
No, and also putting on a higher end cigar with a lot of age
Yeah.
and going with a thinner, lighter wrapper,
Hmm.
it was completely unique. And I get why they did it limited. Know why? Nobody asked for it, but they did it. It's a one and done. It's fucking cool. If you like it, you don't
Hmm.
like it. It's an experience, and you're never gonna have it again. But that's the Decatus. The original Decatus was even better. The
Wow.
green Decatus, bro. If you could have tried
Okay.
that, dude, the green Decatus was godlike. That was That was like 5 years ago, 6 years
Okay.
ago, dude. And that was a
Gotcha.
skinny gauge. That was like maybe 6 by like 48, 46.
Nice. Okay.
Bro, it was fucking banger. It was a fucking banger, bro. It was a banger.
Yeah.
Like that at one time, I still when I think about the original, I'm like, fuck, I never had
Okay.
it again.
Got you.
And by
Okay.
now it's
Got you.
probably aged out. Or you're not gonna find it.
Right. 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 Yeah, but
I'm
at
at
least I get to
medium
try
full.
this.
I'm at a super long heavy finish. I
Mhm.
am fucking impressed. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
back for $12. I'll go buy another one because today
Mm.
I got a free cigar. So whatever, I got 3 cigars. One of them, well, two of them are free. I got $20 credit. So I
Yeah.
got I got what's that? Is it Finch or what's that one with the birds on them? Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they
Blackbird?
yeah. So
Blackbird
I
Finch?
got one that fucking is it the Finch? I got the Sumatra. I never had it, but it was way too moist. So I'm letting that shit sit for tomorrow. And
Yeah.
then I got a Hemingway signature, which we
Mhm.
haven't done in a while. And
Mm.
we'll rock that out, you know. And
Nice.
so I smoked this one, but I let it breathe all day. But this was kept out on the counter. So at nighttime they put it back in the humidor. So this was way less wet. Does that make any sense? Um, so
Okay.
out of the three, this was my best option to smoke today, you know. Um, and it's smoking great. About 75% darkness, so it's
Mhm.
got that going on. A comfortable dark cigar,
Mhm.
medium full, but so much like black pepper and but also like a spicy like sweetness, almost like picture of like rock candy was like spicy. You know what I'm saying? Like raw, like
Okay.
raw,
Yeah,
like like
nice.
like it's like popping like pop rocks. You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
like it's just a fucking fun banger
That's
cigar.
very exciting. That
Yeah.
reminds me a little bit of the Firewalker, actually.
Hmm?
Just a little. Remember the Firewalker?
That was a godlike cigar,
It's a
but
little
you can't
similar.
find that no more. Yeah, that one was buried under a mountain. The
Mhm.
fucking.
People didn't like it, but it did have
Well, it's
that
because
kind of
made
excitement to
it.
it.
They made it in a stupid size, 6x60.
Mhm.
It was a good blend though. That was the shame of it. They should have made that at least in like 6x54. You know.
I
Hey,
thought it was
Uncle
like,
Larry,
wasn't it?
Sacco. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, six. It was 6.5 by 56, maybe. Right?
Dude, I thought it
Six
was
and
a
a half.
big one. I thought it was a big
It's
one.
not 60. I know for sure it's not 60. Yeah, but you're right. It was a big cigar. You're right. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to be cunty here. I just remember it being.
Mm-mm-mm.
I remember it being
Mm-mm.
too big for a high-end limited cigar. There's no reason for that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? No. If you do that, you got to have a regular Toro. You don't just say, "Oh, it came out by 6x58." What the fuck is that? Like, unless you're going Salamone or a Torpedo. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you make one size of a blend, don't make it in Gordo. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
unless if you're like
Right.
some low mid tier like yard cigar, fine. But like imagine if fucking Fuente's like, "Oh, we have all new Opus X in 7x70," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Although I
Yeah.
would smoke the shit out of that.
Big Big B. Sako says Mortal Coil is not widely available online. Yeah, I think it's been sold out online for a while,
No, there's two
but
Mortal
people really
Coils.
liked it.
False. This is Mortal Coil Arcana.
Yeah, that's
This
what I'm
is the
saying.
second. Oh, yeah.
Wait, isn't Arcana the first one? What's the second
No,
one?
second one.
Okay.
No, maybe you're right. No, there's the Mortal Coil Arcana and the Firewalker. You're right. Maybe this is the first one.
Right. I think the third one is the Thundersmoke. Isn't that also considered
No, that
that
was a piece of
series?
shit. That was a
Yeah.
piece of shit. Listen, like I'm not a seller. I love General, but
Yeah.
that one was a miss. The Thunder Smoke was like, we're gonna use like 4 African tobaccos and tastes like shit. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like that Thunder Smoke made me wanted to smoke a Brazilian Puro, and I hate Brazilian. So like I was like, fuck, saying though. And I'm not trying to sound like racist, but I don't like African. I like Cameroon. That's African tobacco. That's one of my favorite tobaccos, Cameroon.
hmm
So Richie's not a racist. I love Cameroon, which is African tobacco. But the Thunder Smoke, bro, bro, no.
I don't think anybody's gonna, without prompting, I don't think anybody's gonna accuse you of being racist for not liking a tobacco from a certain country.
No, bro. Richie's a real guy. Listen. I judge people on like a blend. I don't care what brand, what company, what price point. I judge it
Uh-huh.
by the quality that it is. You know what I'm saying? Though
hmm
that's it. That's it. The construction, the quality. Like construction is like respect, because you can come from good quality, but if you're
hmm
disrespectful, you're like you know what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. You can use the best tobacco in the world. What's the best tobacco in the world? Like if you don't light, if you don't work right, like get the fuck. If you're being difficult, you're like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, especially selected, but you got to not hit the band.
Yeah.
I'm getting some. This is the construction is really nice. No,
I am
no,
glad it's
it's not
not
popping
breaking
at
on
all.
you.
Yeah,
I am so happy, bro. I
really
think the
good.
mixture of you getting it wet,
hmm
in this case, it worked out, and
hmm
two, you're micro puffing. You know what I'm saying, though? So, And that cigar cannot be smoked even at a regular, strong, fat,
Yeah.
speed. It's gonna pop.
I'm getting nice cinnamon and sort of chili spice kind of mixed up in together with still some of that interesting funkiness in the background. It's still like medium minus though, it's still building. Um,
Oh yeah, it's gonna ramp up. It's gonna ramp
yeah,
up. I mean, I say crazy, but like, I think it's just gonna get better. And honestly, after maybe another half inch, I wouldn't hold the ash that long because
yeah,
it's not that strong cigar to begin with.
I'll
So
drop
you
it
kind of
too.
get, in my opinion, like holding the ash is great on real strong cigars, and especially like a lot of old school AJ blends because you're like, calm it down a little, buddy. But
Hmm.
for like Fuentes, for me, like, I've proved I can smoke a whole cigar holding the ash, and that's great.
Yeah,
But for the flavor, holding the ash is like a silencer. It quiets it down. Maybe only 5%, but if it's not a strong cigar to begin with, I want to get rid of it. Does that make any sense?
I'm getting some like interesting like fruity nuances in the
What
background.
I'm trying to
Again,
say is
yeah,
holding the ash is like fucking a woman with consent with keeping like the panties on, which is kind of cool. But sometimes you just want that. You want to see everything. You know what I'm saying, though?
I think you mean like I won't say. Okay, sounds good.
Just agree with Richie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Um, I wanted to say I smoked the LFD Suave yesterday, the original blend.
It's okay. I'm not crazy about that blend.
Oh, really? I loved it, man. I thought it was
No, and
ex
that's why I knew you were gonna say that, bro. Because
yeah.
me and you are in different realities, and
Mhm.
that's fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Don't listen. I'm not a cunt. If you disagree with me, fantastic, fantastic. That's America. That's America. Great, great.
Well, let me tell you, I micro puffed that cigar just about harder than I've ever micro puffed a cigar, and it let me. Like it burned perfectly, razor sharp all the way down, and I could just micro puff it all the way down. And it was delicious. It didn't get bitter at all. It's the first non-Cuban I've smoked that didn't degrade at all as it went to the band. It had no worse effects, which was amazing to me.
You
And
never
to
see the Suave at shops, although
yeah,
it does sell somewhere. And LFD is not really known for like mid-tier, like weak cigars. People want the stronger ones. But obviously they're
well,
higher end cigars, and I would love to see a high
mhm.
end LFD that was like fucking kick your ass. Like, I mean, like, but I don't know if the market really wants that.
They
Um,
discontinued it though, and they brought it back. They just brought it back yesterday. That's the news. They changed the blend.
well, it makes sense to keep the name though, because product recognition, people already know
Hmm.
what it is. It
Hmm.
really does though. When you have a new name, a lot of guys like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying though?
Hmm.
So what are we talking about here? Price point change? Are we talking about what kind of blend?
The new blend is Corojo with a Mexican San Andreas binder, and I forget what the filler is, but they
It's
really
one
changed it.
blend. It's one blend. There's not multiple versions. They
There's
didn't go
two
full.
blends. No, there's a Maduro version, which I forget. I don't remember the details, and then there's a natural. But the original was only
Wait, they went
natural.
they went full Perdomo. They're making one cigar with different wrappers.
I don't know. I don't know what the full blend is on the
No,
Maduro.
but sometimes I'm not even mad about that because if it's not going to be a cigar, it's like the best cigar ever. You know what? Give me fucking three fucking versions of it. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
but
don't
what
know.
I'm saying is the original was a Connecticut over top Dominican. That was
Yeah.
it. So it's totally different than the original, but maybe it's similar in spirit. But what I wanted to say about it was a couple of things. First thing is, to me, it was like a perfect competitor to Zeno and Diamond Crown. Like I think those I smoked it in a 6x54. I felt like those three cigars stand shoulder to shoulder, and you just
You're
pick
saying
whichever
for
one
like
you
a
like.
mid tier cigar, it felt better than what it was.
Yeah, that's the other thing because it's cheaper than those cigars, right? You can get it. I think the retail was like $8 or something. So I thought it was
Yeah, but just
a
because it
really
was
nice
cheaper,
price.
LFD is not a piece of shit brand.
No,
So like,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about tier. That's a factor which for the wallet. Tier doesn't always line up to the cigar. You understand? When I talk about tiers, I mean what I'm saying, but don't
Yeah,
don't think that the tier defines the cigar. There are obviously, if I'm paying top tier, I'm expecting top tier. You know what I'm
right.
saying though? But the best is to get mid tier that smokes better than a mid tier. You know what I'm saying though?
No, you can punch above or below your weight, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I felt like it was kind of punching above its weight because it's priced at mid tier, but I felt like it was competing at upper mid tier, and I really liked it, and I would smoke it. I think if I had an unlimited collection of Diamond Crowns Suave or Suave, I don't know how they say it, and then Xenos. I probably smoke them pretty much evenly. I think those cigars are basically in the same. I think honestly, I think that one might be the best than the Xeno than the Diamond Crown, but it's so close. It's really more about what mood
Well,
you're in,
even if
I
it's
think.
equal or a little less as good,
Hmm.
you're getting it for half the fucking price. So it's a great value. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, it's giving you way more for your money. So it's a good option to have. You know.
Yeah, but it's no more now. Anyway, my point to you was I was able to micropuff the whole thing and it worked perfectly. So I think it's interesting how some cigars will really allow micropuffing and some won't.
Well, I think Dominican tobacco burns really well
Exactly.
with Connecticut.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Though I think it's just I most brands that made, let's be honest, the past fucking 30, 40 years, most brand that made Connecticut, it was Dominican tobacco. It worked well.
Hmm.
Monte Cristo, fucking H. Upman, fucking I could go down the list of all different parting. There's a lot of brands that just made fucking like Dominican tobacco and a light shade wrapper, and fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? Though, like
Hmm.
it works. It fucking works. You know?
Hmm.
Uh
Hmm.
fuck Macanudo, fucking I mean, you talk about monster, Romeo. We forget about it, but and we could joke around about it. But like everyone started with the Romeo and Juliet, whether Real or the other one, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, they can be enjoyed. I'm not saying like, oh, I can't wait that. But at the end of the day, if you had a rough day and like if that's all you had, or like you stopped at a gas station, they had a Romeo, and you're like,
Yeah.
because the fuck, you're driving home. At the end of the day, it's still a cigar. Like you know what I'm saying? Like whatever, fuck it.
Hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying? Though, like
Hmm.
um, especially if you get it on the internet real cheap, you know. But I fuck with the Romeo Reserve Real. If I get it like in a smaller size, it's actually
Yeah.
not that bad. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying though? Especially I like doing if I'm going for I smoked them in nature, going for walks.
Hmm.
It's actually quite comfortable. And I find that like it listen, I can't shit on that cigar. It's too big. It's such a like a gatekeeper cigar to get guys to get into cigars. You know what I'm saying though? So how
Yeah.
can I be disrespect? That's like me going to a kindergarten calling the kids retarded. If they're learning ABCs, they're starting somewhere. So like Romeo and Juliet Reserve Real, like that was like an entry level cigar as far as the strength. And like, what's wrong with that? Now I'm not going to pay $15 for it,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be my first choice as an aficionado. But like, I'm not going to disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? Though.
So what I find interesting about this cigar is, and I agree with what you're saying, but what I find interesting about this is it doesn't like to be micropuffed, but it also doesn't like to be puffed hard. I have to stay in the middle. If I micropuff it too much, it gets too light and it doesn't want to move. I'm not getting enough flavor. If I puff it too hard, it gets really spicy, like red pepper spice. Not harsh though, not like black pepper spice, but it gets spicy fast. And that funkiness comes in. But I'm getting some nice funkiness, some fruit. Like I said, the cinnamon and the red pepper. And sorry, I just want to say one more thing, uh, which I've said before and I'll say at the end. But I really appreciate Sako giving me all these cigars. It's totally changed my perception now smoking like really high end non-Cuban. It really filled in the gaps
Dude,
in my knowledge
dude,
of
let's
it big
just be
time.
honest. Sako's a gift to this channel.
Oh, big time.
Listen, and I respect everyone equally,
Hmm.
but Sako, he gives so much to the channel. Not just his generosity with cigars, no, but with the respect.
Yeah.
He loves. You know what I'm saying? Though Sako's on a level. He can go out in his Rolls Royce tonight and go eat the best steak. He'd rather be in the
Yeah.
garage smoking cigars with us. Sako
Yeah. Nice.
loves the channel.
Yeah.
And
And
it's not even like,
he
oh,
shaped it.
I'm here. Sako
Yeah.
shows up like it's an interview.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
he has to be like, he has to be the funniest co-host.
Hmm.
Sako puts 110% every fucking episode.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, though? I don't even, and I love his small comments. Like, I was talking about so much fisting last night in New York, and he's just like,
Yeah.
a big deal. I didn't know New York was so bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when he
Cracks
makes
me
little
up, man.
comments like that, like like fuck, it kills me.
You know what's
His little
funny?
comments like
Yeah.
that fucking crush me. You know what I'm saying? And when he laughs, when fucking
Yeah.
when he's fucking when Richie's going into some sodomite diatribe
Hmm.
and he's just fucking dying laughing, it kills me.
Hmm.
The more he
Hmm.
laughs, I just keep going. When Sako's laughing, I will fucking drag that fucking joke out until
Yeah.
he's done laughing. Till
Yeah.
the point like he passes out. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. Dude, when we were smoking the Liga 9 at his house and we were all smoking Liga 9. And then you started doing news. I was just like, I don't know what to say to this guy. And it was amazing because being on the other end of it, watching like I'm supposed to respond to the news, and I'm like, I have no comment on this. And everything Sacco said was hilarious. And that blew me away, and it
No,
changed how I
the
thought about the news.
news,
Yeah.
because we're still smoking cigars, we're still doing what we're
Hmm.
doing, but the news is like it adds a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying though? To
Yeah.
like, because it's insanity. It'd be like trying to like build a model car, um, while your house is on fire. It's like, hold on, give me the super glue. Fucking like, bro, it's fucking shenanigans. But I like the mental pressure. Like that's where I
He makes it
fucking
funny though. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. But he also says yeah. So I think that means time to stop glazing Sacco. Let's move on. I just
You,
wanted to
you,
say thank
you know, or if it's something he doesn't want to talk about, a topic, like
you.
he'll pass it off. Like he'll still find it funny, but like like yeah, dude, like it's
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it's no. Listen, like you know, we could totally have a Sacco appreciation night, like
Hmm.
you know, and because he deserves it. You know what I'm saying though,
Big
and
part
here's
of the
the main
channel.
thing. Here's the main thing. Sacco is such a. You know what Sacco is? Out of all the things we've seen Sacco on this channel,
Hmm.
he's the most humble guy on the fucking channel.
Mm.
He could be a fucking pretty much like a king, you know,
Yeah.
but he's humble.
He's
He's
got the
not. He's
best
the
hair
least.
too. He's got the
He's
best
the
hair. He never
least
talks to me. Hmm.
fucking Gucci shirts, fucking
Mm.
McLaren, and he's the most humble guy. He's making his own fucking bread. I fucking
That's
love it.
true. That's
Sacco
true.
never. Sacco reminds me of my father coming, like like born like salt of the earth, like
Yeah.
nothing was given to you. My father was born in a barn. My grandfather went to get a nun in the middle of the night to help deliver the baby, and so he borrowed the neighbor's horse to go get a nun on the horse to bring the nun back to the barn, so my dad could be born in the barn. That's how my father was born. So, like a level of humility, you know what I'm saying, though, that you can't fake that. You know what I'm saying, though.
Mm.
So Sacco's like top tier,
Yeah.
but in his
I agree.
heart, he's always a humble guy that just wants to like fucking, you
Yeah.
know, you know what I'm saying, though. And it wasn't handed to him. Sacco's a guy
For
Sacco
sure.
literally Sacco's fucking Scarface without the blow. Sacco
Mm.
fucking came to America and he's like, the world is not enough, Richie. And he fucking came to America, fucked it in the chocha, and now he's got the Gucci. You know what I'm saying, though?
I wish you could fake that level of humility though. I wish you could make believe that. I think that would do a lot for Geo. You know what I mean?
See, Geo, no, Geo, I love Geo too. I love Geo. Geo balances out Sacco. Geo's
That's
the out.
true.
Geo is
That's
not
true.
humble at all. And I
Yeah.
love that about Geo because Geo fucking, bro, Geo's like, Geo comes in, he's like, yo, best hair in the lounge, cocksucker.
Yeah.
Who wants to buy these cigars? Fucking,
Yeah.
he fucking flips, fucking,
Yeah.
Geo could be at like a charity event for like kids with AIDS. And he's like, yo, you
Mhm.
fucking want an Nejos? Angel share, fucking 3 for 200. The kid's
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
got AIDS. He's like, exactly. You should smoke it before you die, kid. You know, fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not gonna make it. Buy him something nice.
No, but dude, dude, that's a flex, man. And listen, so everyone has their fucking shit, man. Fucking like bro. Listen, bro. All the guys bring their shit, man. Like, dude, I
Hmm.
got to spend 2 hours with DL again, and I
Oh,
talked to DL on the
nice.
phone.
How was
Dude,
that,
let me
man?
tell you something, man.
Tell
DL
me.
is listen. DL Dream Life. He's a listen.
I like that guy.
Dream Life is a very smart fucking guy, but
That's
like
a good guy.
self-earned, self-taught.
Hmm.
Because we were talking about schematics and fucking reverse engineering or electronic and fucking
Yeah.
airplane parts, bro. Fucking like Dream Life is a fucking ask Dream Life. If I didn't hang out with Dream Life and fucking go full Richie, like I Richie is like a chameleon almost. Like so, if I'm
Hmm.
around someone and we're gonna have it and it wasn't like we're on a show, so we're just talking like it was a real. We had fun. We talk about the guys, joke around, but we
Yeah.
had like I want to learn more about him, right? Um, and so we had great conversation about that. He talked about the fire department, talked about his family, his plans. What he wants to do in the future, retirement. We just talked about a lot of things, And so he's a dynamic guy because he's very intellectual, but at the same
Hmm.
time, for a long time, 20, 30 years, he went out and be a volunteer fireman, which that takes a lot
That's
of balls to
awesome.
do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Though, so he's not just like a self-taught blue collar guy that could read industrial plans and reverse fucking airplane parts and fucking make it better. So he's fucking very
Yeah.
smart. At the same time, he's like, oh my God, look, a 12-car accident, and fucking go out there and be a volunteer fireman. That's
Yeah.
a cool dynamic. You know what I'm saying though?
It
So
amazes me. It amazes me how the channel started with you sitting there for 10 minutes telling us that the sky is falling, and DEA, whatever, and you won't light the cigar for 10 minutes, and somehow this is the group of guys that came up. I mean, it is what it is. Bless.
because I literally proved, as long as no matter what, the core is respect.
Yeah,
As long as you know everyone's gonna respect each other, we could
true.
bust balls all we want.
Right.
But there's certain things, like we talked the other day with Gio, like he made a comment that he shouldn't have made,
Oh, yeah.
and you saw though Richie's response. I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
But then I talked to him on the phone, and I was like, "Listen, I know sometimes you're like an infant, Gio, so you probably didn't understand what you said. So
Yeah.
don't ever say that again." And then
Hmm.
now he's just like,
I
you know,
was
say,
impressed by that comment, dude. I was surprised he said something like that.
we're not even going to talk about it here. But you understand, like,
Yeah.
there's certain things that are off limits, and it wasn't like what he said was like diabolical, but it was just more like you don't even make a joke comment about that topic because you understand what I'm saying because there's just no place for that, you know.
It's
Um,
just not funny, dude.
No, 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 no. But it's just when it comes to Richie, bro, like Richie's fucking bulletproof. We'll bust balls all day.
Yeah.
But when you come to that other factor, which we're not going to
Yeah.
talk about, that's that's not that's not on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen,
Those
I don't
characters
I don't
in
want to
any
leave.
man's life are
Uh-huh.
sacred. Like for example, bro, like we're on the channel. Like I'm not going to sit here and start talking about your mother and father. Like like
Hmm.
that's in poor taste. You know what I'm saying? Though, like
Yeah.
I'll bust balls about you, but only the way you do it. If you're
Sure.
not busting my balls,
Right.
then I'm gonna be a dick if you know what I'm saying though. So like,
Right. Right.
I'm gonna make the show funny, but
Rich is no bully. Yeah.
Richie's adaptable. Richie's adaptable, bro. Like
Listen, I don't want to leave the audience in suspense, so I'm just going to say what it was about. It was about the goatee. So there you go.
you know, fucking
I'll be right back. I'm going to turn the light on.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna get rid of this band. And I'm gonna drop the ash. I gotta honestly say, I'm having a way better time than I thought. This is an aged 3.5 year cigar. We're gonna drop that ash, and um, all I can say is, bro, this cigar, bro, is a fucking banger. With this age on it, man,
Nice.
bro. Solid medium full.
Okay.
Um, Getting some like nice sweet milk chocolate, but not watered down. But literally, like I don't know how else to explain it. With nice black pepper and some like red pepper, but like a fun amount. Like so, it has
Mm-hmm.
good amount of spice. But there's the sweetness is like a candy-like sweetness that's like lively mixed with the spice. This is a
Mm-hmm.
fucking dude. It's a fun fucking cigar.
Yeah.
If you see this cigar out there, smoke one. But I let mine for the day. Make sure it's not too wet. There's very thick tobacco in the filler. But and I talk too much, so I'm gonna just uh,
That's it.
add a flame around the wrapper. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when you hold it, when you hold this the ash a long time, and if you don't puff on it, like towards the end, we talked a lot. We started talking about Sacco and Dream Life.
Yeah.
When you drop that ash, the wrapper will fall behind, but the Lajero, you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. So would you say that cigar is because it's a broadleaf wrapper, right? So is it sort of like a Maduro, very present, not watered down, fun, sweet, exciting profile?
It has exactly what you expect from a broadleaf Maduro,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun though. Normally,
Interesting.
broadleaf Maduros are beautiful dark chocolate, maybe some earth black pepper, and maybe we'll throw in some charred wood depending on how they load it with the filler, what it pushes out. No,
Yeah.
this is a fun. This is a unique fucking broadleaf that I don't know whatever experience I had last time. It wasn't terrible, but clearly 3.5 years. This thing is in its fucking prime. I'm gonna go back and buy more of these. This is fucking awesome. In fact, this is amazing. Not godlike, but we're talking about like in a 4.7 range. Like this is fucking really good time. This is a
I
really good fucking.
I know people really like those. That's a very well loved cigar. One of the most well loved general releases, I think, actually. So
No,
there
dude,
you
this
go.
is fucking. This is like a fun, spicy, candy-like sweetness fucking
Yeah.
So, dude, this is fun. And that sweetness is like fucking stuck to the teeth. But like, it's, I don't know how to explain fun in a cigar, but this is fucking refreshing.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
3.5 years of time. If you see this right now, buy one, but don't smoke it super wet. If you buy it at a lounge, chances are it's real wet. Give it a day in a dry box or maybe two, and then put it back in your humidor. You know what? Because I'm telling you, the filler tobacco on this, bro, that's one of the darkest stick filler I've ever seen in my life. Like, bro, it
Uh,
literally looked like it literally looked like fucking like, you know, the black straws you use to stir the coffee, like they give you
mm,
the little, like, you know, the
mhm.
thick piece of plastic. That's what it looked like. Fucking like two of those, like stuffed in the filler.
That's pretty good. I forgot what I was going to say.
Don't worry about it, man. There's nothing what you have to say or don't say. We're here having a great fucking time. Don't put that kind of anxiety pressure on it. Make a cock joke. Don't make a cock joke. It's okay. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Though you didn't forget
Oh
anything.
yeah. No, I wanted to ask a question about the cigar, which
Yeah.
is I really like a refreshing cigar. That's a note that I'm starting to notice now in some cigars. I think the El Centurion H2K CT is one of those cigars. I think the Angel Share is also very refreshing. I like that cigar. As we smoke together. But
And you can
uh,
only be refreshing if you have a wide net. You have to smoke a lot of cigars to
true.
realize most cigars
Oh,
fall
I
into
see
a
what you're
category. It's a
saying.
Habano, it's a Broadleaf Maduro,
Hmm.
it's a Connecticut, and there's nothing wrong with that. Where they're within like an operational range of that.
Hmm.
But then you get cigars that like, oh, I mean, wrong. You get some cigars that are experimental that hit missed the mark. That you're like, this is different, but it's not work.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Right. Right. For
That
sure.
could go either way. Comfortable is the way to go to please the
Right.
masses. But when you
Right.
go limited like this, it could work out. And this is definitely a unique blend.
Right.
That tobacco clearly is making this really, really fucking unique. Because the
Right.
rest of tobacco, it's got classic. I know fucking Dominican Puerto Cubano, but general, and I know they're Nicaraguan and Honduran very well. So clearly that fucking blend, that extra leaf in there, the way it's mixing with a shade binder and a Maduro, both Connecticut, it's just so the way you think about like the Connecticut shade and Maduro are not fighting against each other, like they
Right.
almost complement each other. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. There's another cigar like that. I can't put my. I thought it was the. Oh, I know the
The-
Excalibur is
the-
like the reverse of that. But I think
I also
also,
I also thought the
yeah.
CAO Americana,
Hmm.
right?
Don't know. But I wanted to ask.
No, the CAO Americana, that fucking the CAO American that had Connecticut broadleaf and shade barber pole.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Um, so here's my question. I've never had a refreshing broadleaf. I think that's interesting. So what's it like having
Yeah,
a
because
refreshing
normally broadleaf
broadleaf?
you're gonna get that heavy flavor,
Yeah.
but it's almost not oppressive. But once you puff it, you know exactly kind of what you're gonna get, and that's
Hmm.
fine. No, this is fucking fun. Like this is a fucking like, and for $12, fucking, you know, obviously on the internet, I'm not sure if you can get a better price, maybe, but at Pennsylvania lounge price, dude, I'll
Hmm.
smoke this shit again, man. Like I'm dead serious. I'm gonna buy it again. Like
Nice. That's good.
I'm having a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Like fantastic. Like this aged very well.
What are the notes that you think make it the most refreshing, considering it's a broadleaf?
The candy like notes. The
Yeah.
fucking like the fuck dude, the fucking it tastes like fucking sweet rock candy with
Hmm.
pleasant amount of spice and aura to it, and that's lively, like you like almost carbonated, like champagne, like fucking that whole
Mm.
vibe. Because normally
Hmm.
broadleafs are heavy and slow, which is
Right.
fine. But that's their vibe, you know. Picture like a heavy football player, heavy, powerful, slow guy that's gonna knock guys down, but he's not running the quarter mile, you know.
Hmm.
So to have a Connecticut broadleaf that's light on its feet, this is a good time. This is a really good fucking time, man.
Would you say it's nimble, or is it just exciting on the top and slow on the
No, it's
bottom?
not nimble. It's still three quarters,
Yeah.
but like no, I think because it's a very dark Dominican leaf, which Dominican
Mm.
tobacco, even when you make it strong, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Nicaraguan dark oppressive. It's Esteli. You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
though? It's like you like volcanic earth. You know, so it's just it's not just that one leaf. It's the way the whole fucking blend works, right? So the whole blend, the whole thing, it's a fucking great blend. This is a great
Nice.
blend, but clearly the 3.5 years, this is where it's peaked. This is where it's peaked because it wasn't
That's
this
good.
great the first time I had it. You know,
This cigar. I don't know if it's aged out a little bit. I'm finding it still like in the medium minus to medium range. I think it's, I mean, it's, maybe it's just not a strong cigar, but it has a
It's
lot
not.
of.
It's not a strong cigar, and you're also micro puffing it. I think if you took some more deep hits, maybe
I'm
take a
actually,
deeper
I'm
hit.
actually puffing it pretty hard. But keep going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Look.
for
Look
me,
at
this is.
Sacco. Yeah. Maybe take a
Yeah.
deep hit every few puffs. You know what I'm saying though, to get more of that the smoke, more of the this nicotine. Um. Yeah. The lounge has been quiet the past few days, which it
Hmm.
is what it is. You know what I'm saying though. It's out of my
Hmm.
control. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's also like, dude, like we're in wintertime again, bro. Like this sucks. I'm in the middle of April. It's fucking wintertime.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The weather's good here in California.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Dude, we're sucking balls. But this cigar, banger. Next at 10. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, here, but let me.
Well,
I
what's
want
that?
to tell you,
Yeah.
not very strong, um, but it has some. It's interesting. It has some black pepper, red pepper, cinnamon kind of coming forward, right?
Hmm.
And it has some undertones, has some waxiness, but it also has like a little bit of mystery funkiness in the back, which is kind of interesting,
That's
kind
the
of fun.
Brazilian.
Yeah. Um, I'm not blown away by it, but it's not a bad cigar either by any means.
Yeah.
I think it's, now I've just been smoking straight banger after banger. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but still, really good cigar. And as
Yeah.
always,
I don't I
appreciate the
think that
opportunity.
one I wouldn't micro puff the rest of the way. I would just fucking light it up, fucking tear it through and see what happens. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying though? I've been getting so many advertisements today on like Facebook and like TikTok for
okay.
stinky
See, look,
vaginas.
you.
I'm sorry, again. What
Mhm.
happened?
Oh, I'm not micro puffing. I'm getting a cone. When you smoke it fast, you get a cone, right?
It, it could happen, yeah. The hair fall, yeah, but that's because
Yeah.
you just started smoking fast. Like if you keep it, you should keep up. We'll see. Or you might need to touch it up.
Hmm.
Sacco's smoking a Neho 55, fantastic cigar.
Oh, nice. How's the anejo going? 55. Is that 55? I think their shark is 55, right? What's the
Oof,
55?
oof. I don't recall on the Neho. I don't.
I
I
think.
honestly don't
Okay.
recall.
I think it's a box press 55, but I'm not sure.
No, that's
Or
the
is it more?
shark.
Maybe no. Maybe it's more. It might be
Yeah,
more. No, it's got to be
yeah,
more. It's got to be more.
yeah. I don't
It's
remember.
whatever.
Yeah, the shark is
Anyway.
is a big gauge, dude. I've been
Hmm.
getting so many advertisements for this new treatment thing for like these medicine, these pills these girls take if they
Yeah,
have
the coaster,
stinky
man.
coochie, and like so every commercial, and I got a lot of them. It's called BV, bacteria vaginosis. It's like and all these women are talking about how they have stinky coochies. Why do you think they're recommending these commercials to me?
I think, sometimes the way that the algorithm works, it'll know something before you do. So,
No, it's me, dude. I fucking talk about stinky chocha, fucking wash your ass, fucking, you know.
yeah,
But
Sacco said Uncle Larry says the shark is a 77, and Sacco says it's his least favorite anejo. So, I guess I got to try a smaller one because I wasn't crazy about the
yeah,
shark.
yeah. This guy here, it says the one guy in your group that's always hitting Monster Energy drinks, Red Bulls, and fucking tall boys, and dick pills. Look at this dude. Fucking this dude. This dude's
Yeah,
ready to fuck. Fucking this guy. Hide your
yeah,
girlfriend.
dude.
This guy's coming, man. This guy. He
Tight,
looks like
tight, short pants, baby.
he looks like Bobby Flay. You know what I'm saying? He's not here for a long time, but he's here for a fucking
No,
good time.
he's like what's the guy who did the knuckle sandwich with Espinosa? Guy Fieri.
Yeah,
It's like Guy
yeah.
Fieri.
That's what I meant. Guy Fieri. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I don't know why I said Bobby Flay.
Uncle Larry,
Uh,
Larry says he likes the 46. Is that like a Corona Gordo?
I don't remember the 40. The nut. There's one that's like 6.5 by 46. That might be the one I really like.
6.5. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's like a double Corona kind of.
I'll have to try a small one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. This is a really good one too, though. She's pretty much
Okay.
showing her she's showing her coochie on Facebook
Okay.
or TikTok, which I guess is allowed. And do you think I could show my coochie, my gooch?
Yeah.
Can I show it?
Try it, dude. You should
Um,
get some. You know what you should do, dude? You should get one of those body suits. You know what I'm talking about? That
hmm?
snaps underneath. but don't just wear that and don't snap it underneath. And just see how it
Just
goes.
let my tremendous balls stick out.
Just throw one leg up on the dashboard of the Corolla.
I would give this girl honestly like a 4.85. That's a godlike. That's solid, man. She's a
Out
pretty
of
woman.
5 or out of 10?
Out of 5. Out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that her hips, her fucking legs. That's oof. That's and I'm only saying because she put it out there for the public. I wouldn't just be staring at a woman walking down the street. But I mean, she clearly. Do you think she want? If you're showing your Gucci on Facebook, do you want attention?
I think it should be mandated that since you looked at her and you rated her, you got to wear the same outfit and she has to rate you in the same outfit.
That's that. Balance it out. I like it. I
Hmm.
like it. That's fair. Fair. Next at 10.
We can only
I,
ask for fairness.
Now I told you, a certain category of our society, meaning women, can make money doing anything. And here, while a guy's going out there laying bricks or fixing potholes or doing construction, this woman is making money rating her farts. Guys, she's making money. Huge TikTok channels rating her farts.
You got to
How do
get
you
off
feel about
TikTok, man.
how do you feel about paying the rent by rating farts? How do you feel?
I think you must get off TikTok. I think
Do you think this behavior is degenerate?
I don't know, dude. Is anything on TikTok real?
It's a fucking psyop. You know what I'm saying
This
though?
this cigar is spicy, dude. It's not even like black pepper spice. It's like red pepper spice hitting me in the
Which is
throat. It's unusual. It's
yeah,
kind of funky and it's like a lot of red pepper spice. Not bad, but unusual
yeah. This is not bad either.
and not great.
I'd say
What's
she's
this?
I don't know. She's just a hot woman dancing,
Okay, it's
and
just
so
it's just a woman. Okay.
she was dancing and she said, Do you want to chew my bubble gum?" And I don't know. Fucking. I'm just reviewing TikTok, man. I'm just
Are the
listen.
clothes made out of bubble gum? Is that why it's pink?
Yeah, listen, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The news segment is tough. I have great conversations with you, but you're not a huge fan of the news, so it's
I'm not
okay.
a huge. Well, you understand. You're saying here's the news, and then you're saying, oh, is it that Trump fired an NSA? The head of the NSA out of hand. Oh no, okay. Is it that he put 104% tariffs on China and the stock market's going crazy? No, okay, it's not that. Is there any of the wars going on? No, not that. Okay, well, what do you think about the news? Okay, it's a woman in pink underwear.
I'm glad you said that. Here's another woman that got arrested for having a gangbang with children, which they were teenagers, and she was the teacher. But she made all the teenagers wear screen masks, and they were all
Okay.
they were all fucking their teacher dressed like this.
You
How do you
think
feel
you
about
think
this?
you think the mask is 18 plus looking?
Dude, dude, that's just what fantasies did this woman have to do that with minors dressed like that? This woman is fucked up.
That's
Look at
pretty
this.
demonic.
Yeah, bro, listen, that's not the first time she did that. You know what I'm saying, though?
But dude, what if you if you were in that position, why don't you just do that? Like you could go find people who were willing to do that who
You
weren't
mean
minors.
adults? You mean adults? Yeah,
You could that's what I'm saying. You could find adults, you could find young adults who are still
yeah,
adults,
yeah.
legal,
Who legal? 18,
who
18 and over. Yeah,
who could elect to do that. And you put the screen mask on. Can you even tell the difference? I don't know.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this.
The difference would be if 18-year-old men were banging her wearing screen masks,
Hmm.
nobody would care. Like it's like okay, that's her choice. She's an adult.
Right.
But yeah, once you're doing it with like 15-year-olds, you go into prison.
I just don't understand. Like, what's the point of this crime? It's like, why were you compelled to turn this into a
I
crime?
think I'm going to tell you this. I think people, whether it's man or woman, I think if you're a grown woman or grown woman or man,
Uh,
if you're having sex with teenagers under the age of 18, I think it's a power trip. But you're going to go to prison. In this, you're going to get caught. You know what I'm saying? Though, because like you
is
must
this
you
is
must
this real?
no. This really
Is any
happened.
of this real?
This is real. No, this is real. I've actually seen this story in the news, but it's also on TikTok. Yeah.
Seeing the story in the news. All right, Richie.
No, I mean that's serious, man. I mean that's serious. I've already reported. No,
Okay.
dude. Yeah. You fucking think I'm a liar?
No, I was implying that
Bro,
you were
you could
watching the
go and
video.
Google search
I
this,
was
but if you
implying.
Google this,
Never mind.
if you Google this, Google's like, bro, you sure you want to look this up? Like fucking like fucking like yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is getting barnyard and funky.
Yeah.
I don't love this cigar, man. I'm gonna be honest. It's not a bad cigar, but it's not. And I like that they did the Brazilian Cameroon. It was pretty. It was kind of interesting up
No,
front.
it was good for you to experience it, but it wasn't your cup of tea totally. You liked the beginning of it. That's
I think
fine. You know what
the
I'm
blend just isn't. It's just not coming together into something. But I'll tell
saying?
you another thing. For me, a lot of these general cigars tend to like. I'm getting down to prior to the ban, but I'm burning, past through the second, third, or whatever. And it starts to get a little dirty. It starts to get a little funky. Even like this is higher end, so it doesn't have that dirtiness, that chemical taste to it, which is nice, but it still doesn't. It still kind of drops off. I feel like a lot of these cigars drop off. That's so. There's actually. Let me just take a moment because obviously we're not talking about important news. This doesn't look like world stage type of. Is this what's going on in the UN? This is going on. What's going on with NATO? Anyway, um,
What? No, yeah, this is New York. This is New York State's plan for the bridge
mhm.
toll. They're like, we're gonna fuck them again. Like fucking like, you know,
This is the findings from Doge, right?
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so I'll say something about cigars, which is
No,
I think.
the reason why I put this on, I don't look
Okay,
this up. I'm just reporting. It's not even that. Listen, I'm not against women dressing up sexy, but putting this out for public consumption, like this girl has a job probably, right? Imagine posting this for the free on TikTok, and then like you're gonna go to Christmas dinner with your family. Like everyone's seeing this. Like that's all I'm saying. Like this stuff used to be private for like her boyfriend or her husband or her lover, which is fine. But did you imagine if Richie started doing this with my balls out? Would the world still respect Richie?
I heard a joke recently which shocked me because I'd never heard something like this before. But apparently, this is like a classic joke. So I want to see how you like it. Okay, nice,
Okay.
nice, good fruit. Um, and I hope I'm getting this right. How does a Welshman find a sheep in tall grass? Very satisfying.
Say that again.
Very satisfying.
No, say the beginning again.
How does a Welshman find a sh-
I got it
find a
now.
sheep in tall grass? Yeah,
That's pretty funny. Who told you that?
I saw it on the internet. But my point is not the joke, obviously, not what's depicted in the joke, but fortunately, my point is, I think degenerate stuff has been going on for a long time. I think that there's more of a
No,
market
I
for it,
agree
or
with
that
you.
it's okay.
But people with the internet, it used to be when I was growing up,
Hmm.
a select few, small percentage of girls, women, would make pornography to make money, but it was still hidden under like you have to look for pornography, which we knew was degenerate, and they kept it
Right.
hidden.
Yeah. Everything was on
Now,
pornography.com and everything else
yeah,
was clean.
but you understand, it's still hidden. Like it's like a strip club. Now people like at Walmart dressed like this making TikToks. I mean, people are farting on TikTok in public. So like everything now is a strip club. Everything is
Well,
degenerate. That's all I'm
I'd
saying. The difference.
I'd say the concern is what does that say about the situation of the middle class. Oh, good. Is this real news? Anyway, what's the situation with the middle class? Because, like I've said to you previously, in Victorian times, you had, I think, more than half of the female population was prostitutes. Or if you look at some third world countries, I think you have really high uh, percentage of people that are forced into sex work. So if people are turning to sex work and not finding meaningful work, especially people who would otherwise be educated, be part of the middle class, etc., I think that's concerning. What it says about the economy.
Yeah, well, and I'm totally against anyone being forced into that type of behavior.
Oh, definitely.
However, though, there's also a lot of women that are voluntarily doing it because they don't want a regular job.
Well, I think people voluntarily, like I think a lot of people who are criminals, let's say, given better circumstances, would prefer to just voluntarily get a decent job than voluntarily become a criminal.
Well, that's
I'll
the
be
key
right back.
thing.
Give me a second.
Well, I
Yeah.
agree with you. Most jobs aren't decent. Most jobs aren't paying a wage that you can live
Right.
off of. That's the
Right.
problem.
So what I'm
If you're
saying is when
working
you
like at
shift that balance,
Chipotle,
it's a
if
problem.
you're working at Chipotle making $18 an hour in New York City, you can't afford an apartment. You
Hmm.
can't even afford to split an apartment. So it's like, yeah, I guess maybe you'll fart in a box, you know.
Right. Exactly.
Also,
And you're eating all that
also,
Chipotle.
China,
You're eating all
China
that
is getting
Chipotle.
ready. While we're farting in boxes, this is
Yeah.
China.
I'll be right back. Give me one second.
Yeah, no problem. Well, we'll talk about China, bro. Holy shit, what what the fuck is going on in China? They're not playing around. Saka, why don't you shut the fuck up? It's not 1960s. What do you want from Richie, man? All I know is we're over here dressing up like furries and farting in boxes, and China's ready for World War III. Sako, are you selling pictures of your Gucci? Oh man. Jessica Simpson, next at 10. Jessica Simpson has drank snake sperm to help her vocal cords. Did you hear about this?
What's up, Gio? How you doing, man? Um, I just want to. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm
First
not
of all,
sure what's going
Gio,
on with China.
welcome to the show, Gio. Second of all, you see Richie pardoned Gio. I gave him his wrench back
Oh, that's
early.
nice. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, he
I
must have done
pardoned.
some. He must have done some crazy things on FaceTime, dude. Or maybe you guys did actually meet up in NY. I don't know.
Um, well, I actually called him on the way out, but
Yeah.
he didn't answer. But it
Oh
was such a
wow.
shit. But
He's
it
so.
was such a bro. When I left yesterday, bro,
Hmm.
and when I called him, I was driving. It
Hmm.
was such a cold, shitty, raining day. We couldn't even smoke the cigar. It's fucking freezing.
Got you.
Fucking disgusting, bro. What the fuck is going on in the Northeast, man? Like,
You could have
it's,
cozied up in his bed, dude. He's got that cozy, comfy bed. Smoked it inside.
no,
Smoke it under the
I
covers,
listen.
dude.
I promise you this.
Look
Me
at
and
your room,
Gio eventually will meet up and smoke cigars. It's
roommate.
just, it's so difficult. When I go back to New York, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like, when I go back to New York, I'm not this guy. When I go back to New York, it's 100% about seeing my daughter. My
Sure.
whole schedule is about whatever time I can get to see my daughter and just have fun and whatever. So if she has dance recitals, she wants to go to the mall, get her nails done, whatever the fuck. Go to just spend time with her. Cook dinner at her mother's house and just
Yeah.
make just spend time with my kid. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah.
When I go home to Stash's house by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, then me and
Sure.
Stash will hang out, maybe have a drink, smoke a cigar, hang out. In the morning, me and Stash will have breakfast together, and then I
Nice.
leave about 10 o'clock, and I go spend the whole day with my daughter. So it's nice that I stay at Stash's so that way I can catch up. And he understands because he's been divorced. So he understands. You know, when you have limited time with your kid, when I come to New York, my kid is the priority. But
Yeah.
me and him always catch up because I stay at his place, and he's very generous to offer me that. And but it was great seeing Dream Live. I really hope next time we can see Geo, but it's gonna be difficult because of the Queens factor. Um, but we'll make it, especially in the summer months or the
Yeah.
next time I come there in May. In the warmer months, it's gonna be easier, bro. It's gonna be,
Hmm.
what I'm saying though, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot easier.
This cigar is getting really Javascript Partagas Ducatus, courtesy of Sako. It's getting spicy, it's getting funky, it's almost getting barnyard. Um, I'm not like smoking that Suave, LFD Suave the other, like whatever the other day was. It was smooth all the way through. It was rich all the way through. The flavor didn't let down. It didn't dissipate. It didn't change to get harsh or chemical. It wasn't, harsh in the back of my throat. It wasn't uh, no diddy. It wasn't, uh, overly spicy. It didn't peak or whatever. So I just think I think some of these, not all non-Cuban cigars are created equal in that regard. And I think after smoking a lot more of them and smoking a lot from all the way down from Five Vegas to Placencia Rabbit, it can be very different. And I think that a lot of these mass-produced blends, like
There's so much
general
range
stuff.
with non-Cubans.
Hmm.
There's like very little range with Cubans.
Hmm.
So if you like what Cuban cigars are putting out, you're gonna love it. You know what I'm saying though, and you're safer in that category. You know.
But I think, oh man, it's getting sticky. I might actually have to put it down in a sec. Um, I think that a lot of the general cigars for me, when you talk about MSRP, might have exciting flavor off the bat, but I think a lot of them punch a little bit below their weight. Sorry, go back. I have one comment for your last one. I actually have a comment for once. I think this is kind of funny because it's it's uh it's like a new spin on snake oil, right? They've been getting
Yeah,
people with snake oil for the longest time. It's more
dude,
snake oil. So
I didn't know. First off, where do you buy snake sperm? Where do you
it
buy
might
that?
not, dude. It might not even have been snake sperm, dude. It could have been anything. It's just like it's probably just a scam, dude. It's just snake oil, more and more snake oil in the modern time. That's classic, dude. You want classic? You want something that hasn't changed? There you go.
Well, here's the thing.
Traditional.
Here's the thing. This is obviously a medical thing. If her vocal cords are messed up from singing for all those years, if she needed snake sperm to heal her throat, which whatever. Well,
Uh-huh.
how is this? Isn't there HIPAA laws? Why is this being made public?
I don't believe that a doctor prescribed that to her. I think she was scammed.
Fucking some fucking like New York taxi drivers like you're not gonna believe
Yeah,
this shit. I just dropped off fucking like she was in the back of the cab and she's like, oh fucking my throat's killing me. I need snake
yeah,
sperm. And he's like, oh I'm gonna tell TMZ. You
yeah.
know,
He's like, no, he was probably like, oh, I've got exactly what you need. I have a friend, he has a magical elixir. And the guy says, here's the elixir. She says, well, what is it? He goes, it's a snake. He's like, oh, don't say snake
no,
oil.
maybe he told her
Snake
the snake
semen.
sperm. But here's the thing. He you know what he didn't tell him? That his friend's name was Snake.
That's messed up. That's funny. You could go to jail for that, I think. Anyway, all right.
But if someone's looking to buy that or any sperm to drink, I don't think so. I
If
mean,
you
she
give them
got
if you give them the wrong sperm, does that get you on the sex offender registry? And is it only if it's human sperm? Like, what if you gave them gerbil sperm and they thought it was snake sperm?
yeah, because
Can you still get?
honestly, yeah, I think she's so fucked up that doesn't matter at this point. Well, you know,
I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know anything about her. I'm sorry if she's that fucked up.
next at 10. I
Okay.
don't know what was happening here, but I felt it was my duty to report on this. And
Okay.
I feel like they're trying to send a message. You know,
What's the message?
well, I know this feeling because when you get a hole in your boxer and your balls are hanging out the bottom of your boxer, and you sit down. This is what it's like. You know,
Okay. I can see that. Yeah, you should try that on the. Maybe if you just do a little peek of sack, you just do a little sack peeking on the show.
yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know what's going on, man, but
Do under sack, just a little under sack.
next at 10. New York City cops are facing a probe after they were chasing somebody in a stolen car and the guy crashed, but the car exploded and they just let it. They didn't take him out of the car, and they just all the cops watched him burn to death.
Wow. All right. I don't know, man. It's tough, dude. It's tough.
Dude,
It's tough to.
I don't blame the cops. The cops are probably like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Like,
Yeah, does the cop? I mean, if the guy was endangering the cops' lives by doing the chase, then do they further
no,
want to
endangering
endanger themselves?
all of society. He
Yeah.
could have ran over kids or a bus.
Well, I'm just saying, do they then want to additionally endanger themselves? I'm sure that that's probably not the morally correct line of thinking, but kind of I think it is what it is. Richie, I think I'm gonna let this one go. I'm not enjoying it at this point. It's getting to the point where it's getting heavy, funky, barnyard type of
Hey, put it
situation,
down, man. Put it down.
kind of dirty.
Uh, yeah, I think I'm out of news. Oh, here was another commercial. A doctor talking about stinky chocha. I'm getting all these advertisements for stinky chocha.
You should get checked.
Yeah. Did you see this guy? This basketball player, NBA. He got this girl pregnant. Look at the amount of child support.
200,000 a month. Wow.
Bro, bro, bro. What's the average basketball player's 7 years at best? How is he gonna afford this? He's
That's
fucked.
true. That's true.
He's
You don't want to. You
fucked.
don't want to do that at the top of your earning power.
Well,
But he's probably
guess
not
what?
thinking about that.
Guess what? When you first get your child support, you have to wait 3 years. 3 years to get it adjusted. So if he doesn't play 3 years, how is he affording this?
He's got to. He's got to play really well for the next 3 years, dude.
No, not just that. When you make, let's say he's making 20 million a year,
Hmm.
it doesn't mean he has 20 million to spend. He could be
Sure.
living a lavish lifestyle
Sure.
that, you know what I'm saying, though? That's so like a lot of these sports players when they stop playing, they end up kind of broke within a couple of years because you're doing all the fancy shit, and that, if you don't have
Right.
$1 million a month coming in no more, well, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. No. That's the story with a lot of people. They're expecting the money to be flowing in at that rate, and then it stops.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, that's all. That I think that's all the news I had.
All right, man.
Well, no, here it was this Donald Trump. He declares war on masturbation with insane new sex toy laws. Apparently,
Wow.
there's gonna yeah. I started reading the article, but why describe the details? Apparently, they're gonna start prohibit in Texas. They want to make it a crime to buy sex toys. How are
Okay.
people gonna fuck themselves?
Oh, dude. I just think bad thoughts. I think of bad thoughts about myself. You tell me go fuck myself, and then I go sit in a corner. Maybe you could look out a window. There's a lot of ways to go fuck yourself.
What do you think about horsewomen? This woman identifies as a horse, and she goes to a lot of parties like this.
Isn't that a DJ? I think that's a DJ.
She identifies as a horsewoman.
I
All I
think she's
know
a
is
DJ.
though, bro,
I think she's actually called Pony Girl. I think that's like her thing. That's
is it
like
really?
her that's like how she promotes herself. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sako says she lets somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Sako is
The-
smart, man.
yeah.
He could that's a good loophole. Just let somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Much better.
I guess you're right. Yeah. I guess you're right. Um, See, I'm getting all this stuff. Bacterial. I told you, bro. All these women today, and here's the thing. Here's another woman. She's at the gynecologist, and
Yeah,
okay. This is against HIPAA law. When you're at the doctor's office, you're not supposed to
right.
take videos. She's at the gynecologist, and she's saying she has. You know what bacterial vaginosis means? It means that your chocha stinks, like it
Uh-huh.
stinks. And look what it says. And she's making a video. My pussy stinks, and she's bragging about it,
I
bro.
think I think if you're being served it, I can recommend an OBGYN to you if you need that.
Bro, but if you had a
Would that
stinky
help?
chocha, bro, if you had a stinky chocha, would you put it on the internet and be proud about
Man, I'm trying to smoke a cigar on the internet. I'm not even proud about that.
it? Oh, and lastly, this was in my area in Pennsylvania. Check this story out. A man assaulted with a microwave when he found the man breaking into his house. Apparently, a guy was breaking into his house, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in my house?" And the burglar, he fucking cracked the guy in the head with the microwave.
Well, better than gun violence, I guess. More inventive.
Bro, I don't know, bro. Like, imagine getting hit in the head with your own fucking microwave. Holy,
That'd be
or
rough.
no, even worse, what if this fucking burglar brought a microwave? He's like, "You see what I got, motherfucker?"
Even crazier if he leaves it plugged in, dude. Start the microwave. All right, quick 30 seconds and then chuck it.
He's making fucking popcorn. Fucking
Yeah, dude. Put the spoon in there, put it on for 2 minutes, and then throw it at him.
bro, fucking is what it is. Well, that's all the
That's
news I
bad,
had.
dude. Even the burglars can't afford weapons. They don't even have a pocket knife. They're just using microwaves.
I take that back. I had so much more news. I'll end it
All
on
right.
this though. This is the
Okay.
worst tattoo I've ever seen. What do you think about this tattoo?
I love that it says jizz on he. Not I don't know what that means, dude. That's crazy.
Bro,
I don't know what that means.
bro, how? Okay, do you understand? She's putting ink right into her bloodstream, right in the tongue,
Yeah,
bro. How? What are they gonna do?
that's
How,
terrible, bro. She could smoke an LFD and it's gonna taste like a General cigar.
bro, how do you get a tattoo on your tongue? How
Everything's gonna
much?
taste like New World Cohiba if you do that.
But how much jizz is she taking that she needs to put jizz on me on her tongue?
Oh, is it jizz on me?
Yeah, jizz on me, jizz on
Oh, I
me.
thought I said jizz on he.
Well,
Like
whatever.
it's like insane, dude. Okay.
No, but point is though, bro. At this point in your life, imagine like she's like at a family wedding or at a church or on a date, and the guy's like, "What does that say on your tongue?" Oh, jizz on me.
Do you think $350 is a good price?
I say it's market price. It's a lot of letters, um, but honestly, it's pretty clean work for a tongue, bro. How do you work on a tongue? How do you work on a tongue?
I mean, maybe it wasn't like really like a good design in the first place because it looks pretty messy. I mean, I thought I couldn't even read it, right?
Yeah, bro.
It looks like
I,
jizz on
I
he.
I hate to disappoint you. I will never get this tattoo.
Okay, that's fine.
I can't do it.
That's okay, man.
I can't do it.
I kind of felt like you cared, but it's fine. It's okay. I thought we'd come a long way, dude. I thought the channel's grown. We've all grown as a group of guys.
Sacco says that's a bad life choice. No, no, no. That's not. Listen, Sacco. If you're doing this, this isn't your worst bad choice. She's making a lot of other bad choices. Like, you know what I'm
Dude,
saying? Though, like,
imagine she's just like a lawyer living like a great life, dude.
she's got an
Tailored
800 credit
taxes.
score. She's like, things
Yeah,
are going great.
let me
Oh,
switch it up.
dude, dude.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. Try to live the perfect life and then just like make one bad choice.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I don't know, bro.
That'd be
Well,
bold.
all I can say is this cigar was amazing.
Yeah.
4.7. Banger, medium full, three
Hmm.
quarter darkness, but spicy, lively, black pepper, red pepper, chocolate, and but fucking like candy, like sugary, rock,
Hmm.
like rock candy, sugary. And the flavor was the sweetness and the spice was lively and a
Yeah,
long heavy finish. And like when I when I squeeze my tongue, not like that. I could taste all the spice and the sugary rock sugar. Like it's fucking nice, man. Like, dude, like this is a banger.
that's really good. Now, I want to ask you, since it's a General cigar, and I like General cigars, is it is it dipping toward the end, toward the band? Is it degrading? Is the flavor getting muddied or dirtier
No,
or
no,
chemical?
no. This was a great
Interesting.
time.
Well, a
This
lot of
was a
people love that one specifically. Yeah.
this was a great cigar from the beginning to end.
Nice.
I could totally recommend the Mortal Coil Arcana right now with 3.5 years of age on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Here's the funny thing about any cigar: when they make these limited cigars, it might have been limited in the beginning, but maybe they're still making it. I don't know.
Mm. I don't think so, but maybe, I wouldn't know.
Okay, so
Um,
then how does this cigar lounge? Have they had this box for 3 years and they couldn't sell it?
I guess so. I guess maybe they made a large amount, and maybe they bought a bunch of them because they were limited. I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. I would just be speculating.
And
But
I
you're right.
feel
It's
like
interesting they
I feel
still
like if I
collect.
tried to ask, they probably wouldn't even know. Or they get pissed off, like because they might be like,
Yeah.
maybe I'm saying that they couldn't sell for 3 years, so maybe they'll
Yeah.
get offended.
I went
You
to
know,
a restaurant the other day that I've been going to for a long time, and periodically, not a lot, but I go there periodically. I've been going there for many, many years, and it changed, dude. The quality wasn't the same. Prices were the same, but the quality had totally nosedived.
mm,
Went from a decent restaurant to a really bad one. And I
mm.
spoke to the manager, dude, and he was like, "No, this is all the same. The procedures are the same, and the supplier's the same." But I don't believe it, dude. I don't even think they'll tell you if it's true. So I think
Yeah, I
you
mean
would.
the cello is brown. It
Okay,
wasn't massively brown, but
so
it was
there you go.
brown. So I think it's the original blend,
Nice.
and that's It was a great time.
Maybe,
You
you know,
know,
it's possible. Maybe the guy at the shop liked them and requested more of them, and maybe they had more in storage. You know, hadn't sold out
yeah,
everything that
maybe
they
he
had.
had like 3 boxes in the beginning, and
Yeah,
then it just
yeah.
you because you're right on that. Like, because he had 3 boxes of the bowl, because
Oh
that's
wow, wow.
that place doesn't have a lot of variety, but the cigars they have, like even like the Neho,
Yeah,
they have 2 sizes, and when
right.
they ran out, they just put out the same 2 sizes again. So I think
Oh,
they know what sells there, and then they just go
that's pretty
they
cool, dude.
they go deep.
Those are good sticks. Yeah. So maybe they like certain things. They like they want the best cigars and they smoke them.
Dude,
That's good.
they had
That's
two
solid.
dude, they had 2 boxes of the bowl.
Dude, that's insane. You know, you wouldn't see that around here, I don't think, but who knows? But I'm glad it was good, man. I'm glad that there's a do you think that there's a more fun, refreshing broadleaf on the market? Like something that can replace this cigar? Or is this if you
No,
want that, this is the one to
this is a
get?
really unique experience.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you what though, you know what's another cigar I really like?
Mm,
The I like the Rocky Patel Sun Grown Maduro. That was a
okay.
fun cigar,
Yeah.
but this was better though.
Okay.
But have you ever had the Rocky Patel Sun Grown Maduro?
I haven't. I know that's well loved, so maybe that's worth a shot. But is it similarly exciting?
It has some elements about it, but this was definitely more complex, and I like this better.
Okay.
No.
Solid. Well, that's a good one. That's good to know. I think that's a good assessment
So listen,
of that
if you
cigar.
see Rocky Patel Sun Grown Maduro
Yeah.
um, on cigar page for like $5 a stick, buy a
Yeah.
5 pack. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not saying pay full price for
Yeah.
that cigar, but like that was a fun, strong. It was just listen. I don't hate Rocky Patel, but he makes a lot of stupid
Yeah.
blends. But the Rocky Patel Sun Grown Maduro was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Um, but for every like, I think it's like 3 to 4 to 1. For every like 4 Rocky blends, I like one of them, which is
Right.
not doing. That's not good. Like twenty five
It's
percent.
not a good and for me, if I smoke 3 blends I really was disappointed by from any person, you know, any blender, any
No, as a
company.
person, I agree. As a cigar reviewer,
Yeah.
I make
Oh
content.
yeah. No, for sure. No, definitely.
If anything,
Absolutely.
my reviews is a good warning. Is because there's been plenty of Rockies where I'm like,
Right.
ah,
Definitely.
you know,
All right, Richie. Well, I'll
yeah.
say
What was it?
yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you fucking. This was a great
Um,
time.
yeah,
4.7, fun all around. A fun, complex, sweet, spicy broad, which is for a broadleaf that's very unique.
yeah. I could tell you're in a happy mood too. I think the cigar is the mood, and it really comes out with the cigar. It's rare that you see a exciting, fun cigar that makes Richie in this mood. You know, like
Especially a broadleaf.
yeah.
You know,
I remember the HR Clara was kind of like that, but you were a little more like,
I like
you know,
that,
but
dude.
but yeah,
They went out of business.
yeah, I know. Rest in peace of that brand. That was nice. I like those. I
Dude,
like
what the
smoking those.
fuck happened with that brand? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, small brand. I think they had a lot of. I'll tell you one thing. I got really interested in it when you were talking about it. And even though I wanted to buy into the brand, it was hard to buy into the brand because they had, it was kind of vague with like they had a blue one and they had a black one. I couldn't figure out which one was which and
There was no
why.
support because almost nobody
Yeah.
had them.
Yeah. So I think it was just maybe a bad rollout. I didn't smoke the other ones, but I like that Claro. I thought that was a good cigar. I still have a couple of them and we smoked those.
No,
But yeah,
I always said that was this. The blends were serious blends. They were
yeah,
really good blends.
those are
But
nice.
maybe the market, maybe the business side and the marketing wasn't so good.
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
It seems like AR did a little bit better, right? They did a little bit of kind of a similar thing, but they kind of
but
succeeded.
that was very limited, one blend. So we're gonna
Right.
see what that happens.
So maybe
On
that's
the
the
end
way to
though,
go.
before you go, could you
Yes,
read
sir.
Sacco's last comment? Could you read that for me?
Yeah, he says on the end you can wash the jizz, but that stays. Yeah, I feel like you probably can't wash away the feeling though. You know, no amount of showers is going to make the feeling go away.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. You can watch. You can fucking. You can watch the.
I'll say I'll say with the Ducatus, it was good. I don't know where I'd put it.
Be subjective. If it Is it what it was? You didn't like it for you, or just overall? You know,
I think overall it fell off. It was never firing on all cylinders. I felt like the blend wasn't super coherent. I thought the Cameroon, like the initial flavor of the Brazilian Cameroon, was exciting. I think that there was uh, potential in that leaf. But I think the way that it came, I think the blend was like too large. I think it kind of watered down the taste of the wrapper. I think if you put that on a much smaller gauge, 42, 44, 48, I think that could have been really nice. But I think as it was, because it kind of drooped, I'd probably give it like an okay, which is like five. Yeah, it's like a five, four point
I
seven
think
five,
your gauge on that
four
would have
point
helped
seven five
improve it.
five. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but
But I
it's
really, I
just,
really appreciate it from Sako, I want to say, and it's like, like I said, I got a couple more. Hopefully, they're going to be bangers. I saved two of the best for last. The three
what do
that I
you
was
think
saving.
about Ashton? Is Ashton dead? Meaning, and what I mean by that is, when's the last time we had a new cigar from Ashton? Like, is that company done?
Um,
Like, yeah, we don't want any new cigars.
they've been updating, I think, the La Roma de Cuba line, and
I'm not talking about that. Fuck that.
but
That's
that's
my
but that's
father.
Ashton. That's all under Ashton.
I don't give a
So
fuck about that brand. I'm
sure,
talking
sure.
about.
But you're saying Ashton proper.
Yeah.
I got to smoke more Ashton to tell you, but I can say as long as I'm smoking any non-Cuban cigar, I'll be smoking the VSG. So,
Well,
and I haven't.
so that's my favorite Ashton.
So I'm just saying, I think that I don't think Ashton, I don't think Ashton needs to ever do any more cigars necessarily, right? Like the cigars that they
No,
have.
but is it because of
Yeah.
them or Fuente? If what if Fuente's like, I'm not giving you another blend,
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't give him another blend, but
and Ashton is
who
stuck with
knows?
Fuente, they couldn't go.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll go somewhere else.
Right.
So like,
True. True. I don't know. We can only speculate, but I will say I think with brand reputation, Ashton for me would have a very high reputation, right? It would have one of the best reputations.
do you
So
think
I
that?
don't think
Because
it's dead.
check this out. Ashton is the conglomerate that they don't make cigars, but they contract them. As far as Ashton proper, everything is Fuente, from like high mid tier to like
Yeah.
high end.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you think though? But since Ashton started making La Roma de Cuba and the bird one,
San Cristobal.
since they started doing that, they haven't had a new fucking Ashton from Fuente.
Right.
Did Fuente get pissed that he started making cigars with my father?
I don't think so, man. No, because look. I think Ashton is always going to be a cornerstone of the non-Cuban industry, and I don't like. I think that it helps the Holtz brand, the Ashton brand, but it also helps the Fuente brand. I mean, for me, even when I didn't like Fuente, like I wasn't into the like because I smoked the 858 Maduro, which I didn't like, and I smoked like the basic Cameroon, I didn't like it, whatever. And I'd smoked a couple. I don't know. There's some Fuentes I don't really like. Like I don't like the Magnum R, but I love the Casa Cuba. But it took me a while to smoke some of the ones that like I don't like the Don Carlos. I think for whatever I've had bad experiences
Okay.
with it. But I love Casa Cuba. I love Opus. I love Angel Share. So it's
Yeah.
more, and I didn't really like the Anejo that much because I smoked it in the Shark. My point is, um, I wouldn't have been as serious about Fuente if it wasn't for you guys, but also if it wasn't for the Ashton brand. So I think that, I think that they've made like, how to put this, like you talk about all the time. Opus could be its own brand, right? Fuente goes all the way down to curly head. So if you say Fuente, it depends who you're talking to, but Fuente doesn't automatically mean quality. Like in a way it does, but not in the same way Ashton automatically means quality. You see what I mean? So I
No,
think there
like
is a
yeah,
nice.
like 80% of Fuente, I'm like But then when you go from like Casa Cuba up, the
Right,
Hemingways,
right.
I like the Magnum
Yeah.
um,
I don't think the Magnum R is
Anejos.
bad, by the
Yeah,
way. I just don't
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Opus X, forget it. So yeah. So and then when you go to Ashton, the white label Ashton, like okay, whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's basic bitch Connecticut, but the heritage is great. The cabinet's great.
Yeah.
The symmetry is great. But know what I loved about the symmetry?
Hmm.
It was a really great cigar that I wish was just a little stronger.
Hmm.
I'm gonna come back to that cigar
Yeah,
because I'm gonna just try to hold the smoke like crazy on that.
nice.
Um,
I had the opposite experience, so I got to revisit that one. Mine was too strong to the point it was muddled. But anyway, but I think
that is fucking
yeah.
crazy, but I expected you to say that.
No,
That's
I
funny.
think what was it was also a Bellicoso, so it was kind of funneling it differently. But and it was a little wet. So, but I don't think that was the cigar's fault. I'll revisit it. But I will say, I think Ashton, you're right. They haven't been doing a lot, but I don't think they necessarily need to do a lot.
Well, you know what though? Maybe as picture like Ashton's already in its final form. Ashton's got Ashton White
Exactly.
Label in like
Exactly.
8 sizes. They have the
Right.
VSG like in 8 sizes. They got
Right.
the Maduro probably like at least 5 sizes.
Right.
They got the Symmetry in one size. I don't know.
Right.
They got the Estate Sungrown,
Right.
their top shelf.
Right.
So what do they really need to do? Like
That's
what
what I'm saying.
they
They have two Connecticut's. They have Maduro. They have the VSG, which is just this godlike
yeah.
Sumatra like benchmark
And
cigar.
respect the VSG. I think is their most respected
Yeah.
cigar, meaning it's stood the test of time. Even though the ESG
Right.
is a little higher end, but the VSG is a bigger brand. The VSG. If there was one cigar left for Ashton, it'd be the VSG.
Sure. But people talk about ESG versus Opus. Some guys like it better. I'm not saying it's better. I haven't smoked it, but um, they have that kind of elite level cigar. So I think they have a really good range.
You know
But
what? I'm gonna come back to the ESG. They got it at my shop for like $25. I gotta come back to that. I gotta do that.
you know what I'd love to see from Ashton? I'd love to see a super high end Cameroon.
They don't have a Cameroon.
They don't have a Cameroon, but you don't want to compete with the Hemingway. But give me like a $20 Cameroon. Go crazy. Give me a $20
Well,
Salamo Cameroon.
what about Diamond Crown? That whole brand.
I actually like Diamond Crown. I don't think it's tremendous. It's not as good as Ashton, and it's not as good as some of the
What I
Fuente,
like
but it's
about
still
Diamond
really
Crown
good.
though, it
Yeah,
gives you a really good upper mid tier price point. So like when you're
one
smoking
hundred
Diamond
percent.
Crown Maximus for like $12, Ashton doesn't have a cigar in that category. Maybe the Maduro, but that's still going to cost a little more. So the Diamond Crown gives you like a good upper mid
Yeah.
tier, and it's strong. The Diamond Crown, the Sun Grown, which is Oliva wrapper,
Uh-huh.
that's pretty strong. It's not like crazy strong, but that'll be strong for Fuente. I'm saying,
Are you talking about Maximus?
yeah,
I like Mac. Yeah, Maximus is not the best cigar, but it's really good. It's got some fruit notes. It's
yeah.
got some darkness to it. I like that. I think again, like you said, it's a nice price point and it hits well. I don't think they're the best. I don't think they're the worst. I'm getting called away. I gotta go.
Go, go,
But
go.
I want to say again, thank you to Saka. I want to read some of these notes real quick, nothing really important. But Sako asked what I have left. I've been keeping them secret, but I'll say the last two because if somebody's here, they can be entitled to that information at this point. Which is he gave me a Atabey Lancero, which I'm
Mhm.
really excited about. I smoked a really big Atabey, and I didn't have an amazing experience with it. Thank you, Uncle Larry. Thank you, Sako. Cheers, guys. Take care, Uncle Larry. But I didn't have an amazing experience because it was like I don't know, it was like 52 and like 8 inches. Oh no, it was 50 and 8 inches long. It's just too much cigar. So I think the Lancero might perform better. I'm really excited about that. He says that's the one he likes, so he gave me one, which was very kind.
Yeah,
And then for the finale, which I'll definitely smoke on the lounge, I might smoke the Atabey myself, but we'll see how the time goes. But the finale, he gave me a Davidoff Year of the Dragon, which I'm really excited about. That should be really cool.
yeah.
So that'll be a fun cigar to smoke.
And how does it make you feel that you ate Sako's bread?
I felt really good, dude. I love eating good bread. That's a magical feeling. I don't know if you've ever, dude. We sat around his granite counter and ate Imam Bialdi and ate the homemade bread, dude, at like midnight after like smoking cigars and talking shit with you. Come on, man. What's better than that? There's nothing better than that.
Dude, I'm being dead serious, bro. Like people ask you, like, I don't even have a TV. Like, dude, like my brother, we have this app. Like he uploads like old movies
Yeah,
in the '80s and '90s. I like to watch, but like, dude, this channel is my TV. Like the comedy, the shit show, the news, the cigars, the camaraderie, the shenanigans. I get more laughter out of this, more intelligence actually, than if I put on like sitcoms or what's on NBC. Like, I couldn't give two rat fucks. Like imagine Richie ends the channel and he's just watching like daytime television.
yeah.
No,
Then he
no.
would restart the channel. Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, I would do it for like one day. Like fuck, throw the
And then you come
I
back,
throw the TV out the
delete the whole thing, and then come back.
yeah, just fucking fucking take the TV to the range, like plow, just like
Yeah,
fucking. That's the end of that, you know.
yeah. All right, bro. Well, thank you for having me. It was a
Yeah, bro.
pleasure. It was nice to chat, hang out, smoke a cigar, and I
Yeah,
will
bro.
see you
All the best, and
in the future.
another episode for the books. Good episode, good times, good
Yeah.
intellectual content, and we'll see you around. I'm fucking freezing.
All right,
I
man.
am freezing, bro.
All right. I'll see you,
Let
man.
me
By
see.
the way, I'm glad
Let
that
me
was a
check the
good
temperature. You know what the temperature is right now?
0.
Yeah,
30.
31. That's
30.
31. That's not.
My guess was 30. That's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Take care. Everyone, stay fresh. No cigars in prison. Eat your prunes. Filter your water. Limit your alcohol content. Cigars are cheaper than lawyers. I can't stress it enough. Right? There's nothing you want in prison, and nothing you want in your mouth in prison. So lay low. Stay chill. See you around. Take care.